It's day 4 of the retrial for the woman accused of killing her husband by beating him, setting him on fire, and then hitting him with the van. Linda Stermer, she's being retried. She was initially sentenced to life without parole back in 2010 for this murder of her husband, Todd. That conviction overturned. And now here we go. She is on round 2. So let's go into the courtroom now, because we're going to pick up some direct examination of a retired detective. He was there early on, and he's going through what he saw at the crime scene, and eventually he's going to get to this van. And the jury will see crime scene photos of the van, and this is a big part of the case, let's face it. The state wants the jury to believe that she intentionally hit him with the family van after he escaped the fire. The defense says the fire was so chaotic, she was in the van to go seek help and accidentally hit him. So let's go into the courtroom.
Thank you. So you were briefed then with Sergeant Franks. Did you also meet with Deputy Evans at that time?
I did.
And do you recall who else was on scene in terms of lay people?
I had been informed that there were neighbors that were on the scene. Mike Matheny, I believe, and his girlfriend at the time, Connie Calhoun.
Did you see them?
I did.
And where were they at?
At the time, they were in a personal vehicle on the property towards the front of the house.
Did you see the defendant?
No, not at that time.
Did you see her at any time then when you were on the property?
I don't believe I did.
Okay. And did you then make contact with any of the witnesses on scene after your initial briefing?
Yes.
Who did you make contact with?
I made contact with Mike Matheny and Connie Calhoun.
And you spoke to both of them?
I did.
At some point, did you become aware that Todd had been moved from the original location where Deputy Evans found him?
I was informed by Deputy Evans that they had moved Todd Stermer from where he was located at originally to a location further away from the house.
Were you shown where the body was positioned when he was found?
Sorry?
Were you shown by law enforcement where the body was originally found?
Yes.
At that time, were there flags marking that area?
I don't recall.
And did you find any evidence that assisted you in determining that that was in fact the location he was found?
Observation-wise, I did see that there was pooling water or fluid that was stained red at that location. There was also some, I would call it medical waste from people at the ambulance working on Todd Stermer. I believe it may have been rubber gloves or some tubing or things like that.
Did you have an opportunity to view Mr. Todd Stermer while you were on scene?
I did.
And can you describe to the jury then what you viewed and saw?
He was laying on the ground, had several items of clothing placed over him because of the inclement weather at the time. To me, it appeared like he had been burnt. I don't know what his hair looked like before, but it looked like his hair had been mostly burnt. When the medical examiner turned him over onto his side, I could see a large 3 to 4 inch laceration to the back of his skull. His clothing was disheveled. His sweatpants were done around his ankles. He was in stocking feet, just socks on that I saw. Basically, that was it. You could tell his upper chest area had been exposed, but it mostly had been covered up with, from what I later learned, items of clothing that had been placed on him to keep him warm by the Mathenys.
And at the time, was he laying on the ground or was he laying on something else?
That I don't recall. He may have been on a backboard, if I can remember correctly.
He's speculating. Just testified he doesn't remember now. He's saying he may have been.
I'll overrule that. I'll allow it.
Thank you, Your Honor. Did you observe any did you smell anything at that point?
I could smell an odor of accelerant gasoline.
How close were you to the body then when you smelled that?
Within, I'd say 6 to 8 inches. I was right there.